What's up guys, Monshak back again with another video, and this time we got the Dragon Ball Super manga chapter 61. I know I'm a little late on this chapter, but I'm still gonna upload it, and I'm gonna do the next chapter 62. I'll be uploading that one this Monday or Tuesday, so stay tuned for that. So anyways guys, let's get started with this chapter. The first page of the chapter starts off with Vegeta punching Moro right in the gut. He's using his new technique, and you're gonna see what it is in a few pages, so let's keep going. On the next page, everyone's shocked that Vegeta was able to push Moro back with his punch. As we move on to the next page, Moro and everyone is disappointed in Vegeta's attack because it didn't do anything, and Gohan says that barely had any effect. What the heck, he sure talked a big game, but he clearly can't deliver. And Moro says, yes, you have gained a considerable amount of power, yet you still cannot contend with me. And then Vegeta rushes at him. On the next page, Vegeta continues his attack on Moro, and Piccolo says, Vegeta has gotten stronger, I barely recognize him, but Moro is still more powerful than him. It's a level that can't be overcome with training alone. And then Moro says, submit Vegeta. On the next page, Moro catches Vegeta's hand and then he kicks him, and Gohan says, Vegeta! And everyone's shocked that Vegeta got kicked into the rocks. We move on to the next page. Moro starts out by saying, I do commend you for elevating your power to such heights. You will make for my finest meal yet. And Vegeta just rushes at him again. On the next page, Vegeta continues his assault on Moro, but he's not getting anywhere. And Gohan says, what's gotten into Vegeta? And Jocko says, maybe he can't accept losing and he's going berserk. And Piccolo says, I doubt it, Vegeta's never been one to misread an opponent's strength. And Moro, getting annoyed, says, enough of this nonsense, Vegeta. On the next page, Moro tries to attack Vegeta, but he dodges it with ease, and Goku is shocked about it. On the next page, Vegeta continues beating on Moro, and everyone is starting to be shocked, and Moro is even more annoyed than before. Moro gets really angry at Vegeta and finally catches him. He throws him all the way to the ground. But Moro's attack had no effect on Vegeta. He gets up and Goku is shocked and says, thought so. And then Vegeta keeps hitting Moro and dodging his attacks. On the next page, Vegeta kicks Moro really hard in the ribs, and you see the energy slipping out of Moro. And Moro tries to blast Vegeta, but Vegeta dodges it like nothing. As we move on to the next page, Vegeta dodges Moro, and he's near Goku, and Goku says, Vegeta, this new move of yours, it's... And Vegeta says, Force Spirit Fission. And then everyone's looking at Vegeta as he battles Moro. As the battle continues on the next page, Gohan says more of his attacks are landing, Vegeta is somehow getting stronger, and Piccolo says, no, it looks like Moro is actually getting weaker. And then Vegeta lands a solid blow into his gut, and more energy starts to slip out of Moro. And then Piccolo and Gohan say, what in the world? As they see a big sphere above them. On the next page, Vegeta still continues to beat on Moro, and more of Moro's energies keep slipping out of his body for every blow. On the next page, Vegeta lands a solid blow on Moro and blasts him to the ground. And then Moro gets back up and says, what? What have you done? And Jocko says, he's back to his old self, literally. And Piccolo says, how can that be? Vegeta starts out by saying, all that spirit you stole for yourself, those souls, that life energy, I've simply liberated it. And Moro looks in shock, and then Vegeta disperses all the energy that he stored in the air, and I guess it goes back to the original owners. On the next page, we start off in outer space, as you see all the energy travel back to the original owners. And then Dende says, this must be. And then we go to the planet of Yardrat, and the elder says the spirit energy stolen by Moro guy is returning to the planets it came from. And the little Yardrat says, Vegeta did it. As we move on to the next page, we go back to Earth, and Gohan says, you doing okay, Dad? Goku says, yeah, thanks, Gohan. As Piccolo says, what's this move he's using? Explain. And then Goku says, Force Spirit Fission. It tears apart things that were combined through fission to fusion and absorption. I've never actually seen it used before. And then we end off with Vegeta hitting Moro. As we move on to the next page, Vegeta still has the upper hand on Moro, as Piccolo starts off by saying, "You mean this is the life energy of those he's killed?" Yeah, and then Vegeta says, "Yes, I could even extract those other Namekians you combined with ages ago. Care to try?" And then he continues by saying, Goku says, "Good going, Vegeta. That wasn't a move I managed to learn. Of course it wasn't." And Vegeta says, "We underwent the same training, but I'm more talented than you. Victory is mine this time, Kakarot." On the next page, Moro gets really angry and he flies up in the air. And then he shoots a beam at Vegeta. Vegeta dodges the beam with ease, and then he goes back to attack Moro and lands a solid blow to him. On the next page, Vegeta continues to dodge Moro, and he says, "To be honest, this never sat well with me. Absorption, fusion, and all that stuff, it doesn't reflect one's inherent power. All I crave is a fair fight." And then Moro tries to attack Vegeta, but he blocks it. As we move on to the next page, Vegeta says, "So why don't you stop relying on strength stolen from others and simply fight with your own power?" as he kicks him. And then he continues by saying, "Or is your own power barely enough to keep you standing?" And Moro gets back up and he looks like an old man again. On the next page, Piccolo starts out by saying, "Was Vegeta training on Yardrat?" And Goku says, "Yeah, seems like it." And then we see all the energy return back to the original owners. And we go back to the planet of Yardrat. And one of the Yardrats says, "Elder Pibara, when those planets get back their life energy, will the inhabitants be revived?" And the leader says, "No, too much time has passed for those alien races to come back to life. However, revival should be possible for tribes with potent life forces." On the next page, the little Yardratian says, "Like which ones?" And the elder says, "Let me think. For one, Namek." And we see all the energy return back to the Namekians as they come back to life. As we move on to the next page, one of the Namekians says, "What happened to us?" And then we go back to Earth. "Can it be? What is it, Eska? I think a number of Namekians have come back to life. But how? Well, not the ones Moro killed himself, but the ones who died when their energy got sucked away." And Bulma says, "For real, even though it's been months since they died? The Dragon Balls we left behind must have somehow protected everyone, keeping the planet and its life forms rotting away. As we move on to the next page, Vegeta keeps punching Moro, and he still keeps coughing up energy. And Vegeta says, "You're going to cough up every last bit of energy you've stolen since your last little prison break." And then Piccolo says, "Hey Goku, did you ever think he could grow this much?" And Goku says, "Nah, can't say I did. I didn't expect him to learn that new move or to get this strong." On the next page, Piccolo starts out by saying, "Not just in that sense. I can't get over how much he's grown as a person. Have you forgotten how once upon a time he showed up to invade the Earth? And now look, he's fighting to protect this planet. More than that, it's like he's trying to atone for his sins of his past," as they stare into the fight. And then Goku says, "Sins, huh?" And then Piccolo says, "Like the mass slaughter on Namek, or all the terrible things he did as part of Frieza's army." And then Goku says, "Is he really thinking about all that stuff?" And Piccolo says, "I think he means to wipe the slate clean by saving our universe from Moro. It's all because he met you, Goku. You've changed him." And Goku says, "Who, me? I just wanted to fight the strongest guys out there." Piccolo says, "And that works for you. You haven't changed a bit from day one, and you don't need to change." Goku says, "You saying that's a good thing?" And Piccolo says, "I wonder." As they stare into the fight and Vegeta pounds on Moro, Piccolo says, "It looks like Vegeta managed to one-up you this time." And Goku says, "Yeah, but I'll surpass him again. Just you wait." And Jocko says, "Wait, you're gonna keep training even with no baddie butt to kick? Talk about obsessive." And Vegeta says, "Hey, Jocko." And Jocko says, "What? Do you want this one captured alive, or should I eliminate the problem altogether?" Jocko says, "Crush him, please. I mean, duh. We were only keeping him locked up because there was nobody who could kill him. If you can do that, Executioner, be my guest." Vegeta says, "You heard him. Sadly for you. I'm no naive fool like Kakarot. You'll regret ever breaking out of prison once you're in hell." And then Moro says, "So, you believe you aren't going to hell?" The next page, Vegeta starts out by saying, "When I die naturally, I'm bound for hell. At the end of the day, I'm a villain. I've been prepared for the consequences for quite some time. And Moro says, right. And Vegeta says, but you first wait for me down there. Once I'm dead, I'll pop by to say hello. And Moro starts laughing, and Vegeta says, what could possibly be so funny? And Moro says, I have no intention of going to hell. Moro starts out by saying, I'll be too busy ruling over the galaxy for all eternity. And Goku says, what'd he say? And then Vegeta says, resorting to nonsensical babbling are you? You barely have a scrap of power left in you. And Moro says, I still have my magic. On the next page, we see a huge energy burst from the ground, and Vegeta is in shock and he says, damn it, as Moro vanishes. On the next page, Gohan says, Moro just vanished. Jaco says, up there, Vegeta, he flew into the sky. And Vegeta launches up into the sky after Moro. Moro goes to the spaceship where his crew is at, and they say, Lord Moro, you don't look so good. And Moro blasts one of his henchmen. On the next page, you see Moro's henchman vaporized, and 7-3 stares in shock and says, Shimoreka. And then Moro blasts 7-3 and says, fortunately for me, I planned ahead and kept a backup inside you just in case. On the next page, Vegeta finally catches Moro, and he looks in shock as he sees him eating 7-3 and says, what the heck are you doing? As Moro swallows 7-3 whole. On the next page, Vegeta charges up an energy blast and launches it at Moro, trying to destroy him. As we move on to the next page, Goku and Piccolo say, what the heck happened? Weren't all his allies up there? Vegeta destroyed the whole ship, but Moro is still standing right in front of him, and he looks in shock. On the next page, Goku starts out by saying, no, Moro's ki is back to normal. Wait, no, it's bigger than ever. Where's 7-3? Don't tell me he... And then Vegeta is flying down, and he crash lands on the ground, and Goku says, Vegeta! As we see Vegeta back in base form. As we move on to the next page, Goku says, you okay, Vegeta? And Gohan says, Dad, it's Moro. And Goku looks up at Moro, and he looks like a whole new person. Then Goku says, darn you, what'd you do? Your face changed. And Piccolo says he did something to 7-3, and Moro says, haha, it was only my magic that I had 7-3 copy. And Piccolo says, what's that mean? What else was in him? And Moro says, my combat abilities, I was able to create a complete backup within him. As we move on to the final page of the chapter, Gohan says, and you just absorbed 7-3? And Moro says, yes, including his ability. This has restored me to my glory and more. Alas, you people came so very close. And all the Z fighters are staring at Moro. And that's the end of the chapter, guys. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe for more. I'm going to be uploading the next chapter 62 on Monday or Tuesday, so stay tuned. And anyways, guys, everything's getting super interesting, so let's see how they defeat Moro. The Z fighters looked like they're all out of power, so this is going to be a hard one. So anyways, guys, I'll see you guys on the next one.